up? Hey there, and welcome to my nail challenge. And welcome to my nail channel. Hello! This is very new for me. However you found yourself here, I am glad and I welcome you to this space. I am so glad that you're here watching my channel, and I am excited to start this very new and very exciting chapter of my life. So I've decided to do nails now. I decided that I was going to start a YouTube channel, a nail YouTube channel, and record basically everything because I'm a total beginner, kind of. I'm 35 and here I am again doing something completely different with my career. What am I doing? It's fine, it's totally fine. So I hope that you follow along and see my progress as I hopefully get better. I do have a lot of fear starting what feels like starting again at 35. Especially when you see all these amazing nail techs and nail artists and they're so young. They're so young. I mean, I'm not like that old, but I feel pretty old. I mean, I act like a grandma, so I'm basically an old lady. But yeah, you see these amazing, talented nail techs and but I should not compare myself to those people. I'm a beginner and I need to have some grace. I need to be kind to myself. So this is my first video and this is exciting and also terrifying. I do have some experience kind of with being a nail tech. Well, not really. Last year in fall, I did decide to do a course. So I went down to Vancouver, did one of those 3-day intensive nail courses, which was really fun. And I set myself up with like a little home nail room because I had the full intention of like really doing this. And in true Helen style, after practicing on one real person and then taking more time to think about it, I just was like,
oh no, I don't know that I want to do this anymore. Yeah,
so I went back to my art, all of the other stuff I was doing before. Anyway, fast forward, it's May of 2025 and I got the nail bug again. I've been seeing all of the nail inspiration on Instagram and the apps, you know, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to do this. Low-key, I am trying to get an ADHD assessment? I forgot the word. Anyway, let's get down to doing some nail business. I hope that you enjoy today's video and that you stick around for more exciting nail content. I do aspire to become an actual nail tech or nail artist. I like the sound of nail artist. And if it doesn't go well, I'll just be a nail enthusiast, content creator or something. We're just making it up as we go. You know what? I'm 35. I'm just trying to have fun, no stress, still trying to figure life out. I've never been one of these people who had a clear idea of what they were doing and then was able to stick with it their whole life. Very indecisive. I like to do everything.
It's a huge problem.
I like to dip my toes in all of the pools of all of the things. I like to do a lot of things. I have like 10 billion projects that I started that I probably won't have to do, but anyway. So yeah, hopefully, 6 months from now, I'm still doing this. And that's kind of like a low-key another excuse why I wanted to document this and do this whole thing on YouTube, because I feel like that's going to encourage me to like keep going, not quit when it gets hard. And I mean, I do love nails. I mean, I've been a long time acrylic nail gal. Acrylic is probably my favorite. Now I just have this sudden burst to make it my whole career and my whole life. So we have to laugh at these things. But yeah, here we go. Let's do some nail Yeah, so I am pretty scared, to be honest, low-key terrified. I just feel like I'm starting really late, and that fills me with sheer panic, because I do play the comparison game where I'm like looking at everyone else, and it doesn't matter that they've been doing it for 10 plus years. I'm like, I want to be that good right now. So we're definitely gonna have to trust the process and learn a little patience with this. But I am nervous. I just don't like to suck, okay? Like, I just want to be the best. Doesn't everyone want to be the best? Okay, I was actually talking about this with my therapist, about how this is a problem for me, and that I need to be the best at everything. Otherwise I feel like a failure. Okay, we're not getting into that whole bag of worms. It is a little intimidating when, you know, you think, oh, I wish I had the thought or the desire to do this at 16 instead of 35, you know, 10 careers later. But I also felt that way about tattooing. I only started tattooing, you know, a bit later, in 2018, was it? When I started, and yeah, even then I was like, oh, I'm so late to the game, I'm so behind.
I wish I had started at 16. If I had started at 16, I'd be like the bomb.com right now.
But yeah, we're just gonna not think that way, okay? We gotta shut down that negative thinking. I really just need to find other people who also are as indecisive as me. I've never met anyone as indecisive as me. But I'm here to say, you know what, F that, it's okay. It's okay to start again. It's okay to start for the 3rd time, the 8th time, the 100th time. I really do think, you know, life is about being happy and doing what makes you happy, you know, if you can. Follow your passions and your dreams, and you know, it doesn't matter if one week that's, you know, you want to be you know, a bin man. I couldn't think of anything. And you know, the next week you want to be a nail tech, it's fine. If 3 weeks from now I'm like, I actually don't want to do this again, I want to be an astronaut. Okay, maybe that's a little too far-fetched, but you get my point. It's okay to start again. And I think it's better to keep starting over and at least try than live a life doing, you know, not really anything that you really want. Yeah, honestly, it was a little embarrassing last year when I started to set this up, and then after a little while I was like, oh, maybe not. but I think I just got scared and kind of overwhelmed. And this gal, she does suffer with depression and anxiety, and we think we have ADHD, trying to get that assessed.
Yippee!
So, you know, sometimes life for me is just crazy, unpredictable. I'm always doing crazy different things, 1 minute to the next. So it is pretty typical that I would try to set up a whole nail salon and nail tech career, and then a couple weeks later just be like,
nope, I'm gonna do something else completely now.
I think whenever I say I'm gonna do something new, at this point, all my friends, I mean, they're nice, they're supportive, but we all know it's probably not gonna last. So, you know, sometimes that can feel like a little bit of a joke, and I have to learn to like not say anything and just, you know, get on with it, and then after the fact be like, look, I did something and I finished it.
It's fine, it's totally fine.
But yeah, recently feeling like I want to do this again. I mean, I'm not really embarrassed to try this again. I think I just don't care. I'm just going to keep doing whatever I want to do and try with whatever I'm feeling in the minutes, whatever my passion is this week, that's what I'm gonna do. And so yeah, not really that concerned with what other people might think, even though yes, it can look a little chaotic.
But I guess that's me. Chaotic.
I do hope I can stick with this though. I feel a lot more creative, which is awesome. That helps me with my art and other things. I feel like I've been getting a bit more of like motivation to like actually work and work hard, or just, I don't know, do more in general. Yeah, it doesn't really have to just be work stuff, but I do feel like I want to be doing more, which is really awesome, because for someone who, you know, would find it so hard just to like get out of bed and brush my teeth and do the normal basic things, for those things to kind of not be an issue or think about those things anymore, it's, unless you know, you don't know, you know? But anyway, moving on to a bit more of a lighter topic, I thought I would share with you some work experiences that I have had before trying to do nails. What was my first job? I was a waitress. I used to waitress not for a restaurant or a cafe, but for Burnley Football Club. And it was such a joke. I was such a joke. It's not even like a real waitress job. I didn't even take orders or anything. I literally just had to serve dishes, and I couldn't even do it right because I spilled it 50% of the time. Actually, funny story, there was this one hilarious day. Okay, so soup was on the menu, and I was walking over to grab my soups, you know, in the big heated containery thing, whatever that's called. And they had it parked next to this like column wall thing, and I'm just scooping my soup, and somehow going from that to walking away, I don't know if I tripped, I just kind of slopped it, and it went all down this wall. But you know what, we just carry on, keep moving forward. So then later on I have 2 bowls of soup, and I'm walking over to put them down on this table, and there's this woman sat in front, and okay, so the table is a bit far away, so can't easily put the plates down. So I'm kind of like trying to shimmy in between two people, and I'm like leaning over to place the soup down. And I'm concentrating so hard on placing this bowl of soup on the table. I'm not paying any attention to the bowl of soup in this hand. So as I'm leaning forward, I'm just pouring soup. And I poured soup down this woman's back. And she was sat on the chair and oh my god, this was years ago because it was my first job, so I don't know how old I was, but 13 or 14? I don't know. Woo! This woman was sat and she had her coat on the back of her chair, so most of the soup luckily went on the coat and she didn't even really notice. I just was like, oh my god, act casual, it's fine, and yeah, just, you know, walked away like nothing ever happened. That was a hilarious day. But I've also been a host and sort of dabbled in doing a little serving in a restaurant, actually for a hotel, and worked in banquets as well, which was okay. Good perks with that job. I've worked in an art gallery, I've worked in an art museum. Obviously, I've already talked about being an artist, so just being like freelance, self-employed artist, illustrator. I don't even know what to call myself. And then did tattooing for a while, which was a bit of a crazy train, to be honest.
A lot of emotional baggage from that time. My therapist knows.
Despite that, that wasn't my worst job. My worst job was when I tried to be a bartender again. So this job, being a bartender, was like pretty early on back in the day. So I was like fairly young. Well, I'm gonna say like 21 maybe, 22. So not like super young, but not that old. I don't know, what are we calling that age? Is that old or young? Whatever, off topic. I didn't know what any of the drinks were. I didn't know how to make anything. I couldn't pull a beer. It would be all foam. I was super slow. I didn't know where anything was. It was just a disaster, but we tried to survive. That job didn't last very long. A couple weeks tops, honestly. But the worst part of it was the bar that I worked was like an old person's bar. So you'd get a couple of young ones coming in early on before they went other places, but then later you'd get the regular crowd.
And it was old crusty men, honestly.
You get a lot of old people trying to reclaim their youth. Honestly, some of these people were like 60, 50 to 60. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, you do you, but just when you're like trying to go out dancing with the young kids, like clubbing still, like when you're trying to like go full clubbing at 60, I'm just, for me, I'm like, why don't you just do something else?
I'm not saying you have to be a grandma like me, but
You know. Anyway, so this crusty old man comes to the front of the bar and he orders a drink, and I have no idea what it is. So I go and ask my colleagues, and I was quite surprised because also they didn't know what it was. So it wasn't just me being a useless idiot. Now, this is a really long time ago, so I can't fully remember the details, but I had to go back to ask the guy like what the drink was. And I think first of all he was just mad that I didn't know what it was, and that I should know what it was if I'm a bartender. And I tried to explain to him that I'm new to this, so please give me some grace.
no, he did not.
So he is like barking orders at me, just sounding so angry, like he needs his drink immediately, which makes me think he must have been a raging alcoholic that he couldn't wait 5 minutes. So yeah, so he tells me the drink, and I'm kind of, I don't know if it was just like noisy, I couldn't quite hear him, or I just was not like understanding what he was saying. So I go off, I try to make what I think he said, I come back and it was wrong. So then he was furious about that, and he's shouting at me over the bar. He's just reacting really crazy. So I'm like getting nervous. There's other people around the bar obviously, and I feel like everyone's looking at me getting yelled at by this horrible old man. He asked for water, and I don't know if I was supposed to bring him hot water or cold water, or if the water was supposed to be on the side, and I think maybe I put the water in the drink so it just watered it down. Can't quite remember, but something like that. So I brought it to him again, like another time, and it was wrong. And yeah, he was not having a good day, and he took out full rage.
Full rage.
He called me a dumb bitch. That just set me off. I started crying, which I'm not even embarrassed about because it just was really unsettling. It just was like a horrible moment, and I was just like, leave me the alone. But he went away, and it was fine, never to be seen again. This isn't a job. I really wanted to be a marine biologist, and I kind of didn't really do anything about it until right before I went to Austria to do a season. I was like, oh, do I really want to go to Austria? I think I want to do marine biology, and I got an interview at Cornwall University. So I went to the interview, and I took my best friend from back in England, and this is so embarrassing, but in the interview he was asking me all these math questions, and
I cannot math.
if I'm in a life or death situation and I have to do math,
I'm dead.
I get so nervous and I instantly shut down. So I can't do maths, and he was asking me all these math questions, and my best friend Jade, she's really clever, and bless her heart, she was like, I could feel her like energy trying to help me. She came in the interview room with me, and she was sat at the side, and she was like looking at me. I could feel her energy, like she was trying to telepathically tell me the correct number, and I just was not getting it, and I said something and it was wrong, and then I could feel her like try to say it under her breath, like 42. Yeah, it was so obvious. And yeah, I completely failed that interview because of the maths. He did actually tell me if I came back in the summer to do a maths course, I could then redeem myself and actually go into the class the following year, but I did decide to follow through with the Austria thing. So, but yeah, I went to Austria to be a snowboard and skiing instructor. That was really fun. I actually have so many wild stories from that time, which I'm sure I'll share with you. Met my now husband there as well, so it was a cute time. Fun time, crazy time. I was young, like 22, 23, 24, 23. I was drunk like 80% of the time. Lived off hamburgers and orange Fanta for lunch for like a solid 5 months. So yeah, as you have heard, that is just a sample of some of the different jobs that I have done in my life. As you can see, I'm very sporadic and indecisive, and I'm always just wanting to do something different. So yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I could not want to do this next week. This could stop at any moment. I really hope that it doesn't. I want to commit. Just trying to manifest that for myself. So we're just gonna see where it goes. If it doesn't go well, I'll just be a nail enthusiast. Totally fine. But anyway, as long as I'm here, I hope that you're here too. I hope that you stick around and follow me on my journey, whatever that may be. And I hope that you enjoy my nail art and nail content. And I will see you in the next video. Ooh, also Also, if you could just give me a like and maybe subscribe, please. That would make me very happy.
Yes, I afraid that I got to know that it's petty, it's love against that. Oh, we create that aside from the back, stress the enemy, far beneath they tight to steady. We won't be left back, I'll be good, you can run ahead the off the board back. Your soul's okay, but hold this hand and run now. Oh, we feel the groove, we're never static. Slow, yeah, we got the magic. Bright beats, yeah, our sound is graphic. No feature, yeah, it's so classic. New dawns are here, the mood is ecstatic. Bright beats, yeah, our sound's authentic. Lipstick traces, riding high while the city wakes up. With rhythm pulsing through the speakers off. We keep it mellow, but we break it off. In pastel hoodies, we don't need a fleet. On the sidewalk where the streets heartbeat.